Hi everybody, this is Brian Koo with another ROK video, bringing you a zeroing of a city that occurred under somewhat mysterious circumstances. I'm still not entirely sure if this player was online or offline as they were getting zeroed. Now, we had a rally on this city planned. The rest of the team got a little anxious and just started swarming this thing. I'm throwing up markers saying, hey, look out for AoE and HDS. I sort of thought, a Ragnar Scipio garrison might be a little bit dangerous, but everybody else just had no fear here. They went in for the swarm. The damage gets distributed pretty well with AoE in this situation. The person who's tanking it, which in this case was a Shajar, they took some pretty good damage, but everybody else was, on the other side of the AoE and doing pretty well here, staying at very white health as they swarm this city down. Now, this player got caught slipping in this situation. This was day 2 of our Zone 5 fight. We were starting to clean things up in the zone, and we simply burned down the flag they were on much more quickly than they expected. They had been defending for a while. We all of a sudden got a nice surge of people online, and we just burned this thing down really quick. Now, the surprising thing here is this player does get zeroed. They are going to lose 20 million power here, which is the equivalent of 5 million tier 4 troops or 2 million tier 5. This player is mainly tier 5. What's strange to me, though, is that the horses come, the Alliance assistant carriages that you're seeing walking to this player's city now, they do come to this player's city. And typically when you see this happen, you know, or at least assume, that the player is online. And from everything I have heard and everyone I have talked to, that is what they believe. They believe that when the horses come, it means that this player has clicked something. They have sort of acknowledged that they're getting attacked and taking a very bad trade. And then the Alliance assistance comes and the player, is indicating that they're online. So with my marches, I'm sort of like, do I want to go in on this or not? This player might just be healing. They might be trying to trick us. What confuses me is that there is a delay on the dead count of this player. When you click on their city, their power is up to date. Their power they've already dropped 12 million power. Just in the length of this video, they have already lost 12 million power. But when you look at their dead count in their profile, or you look at the power in their profile, that is a little bit higher. And so I was looking at these deads and thinking, well, the deads aren't moving, and we saw the horses. This person has got to be online, and they're just baiting us and getting those heals off. See, the deads are still the same. They're still at 16 million deads. And so what you can do in a situation like this is, if you're very good at healing quickly in between swarms, you can get some heals off. Your hospital never really fills up, and you just give a lot of dead troops to the enemies. That's a play that many people are able to do. I thought that's what this guy was doing. But, the more I watch this video, the more I go through the numbers, I just think this player, I guess they were just online, but just watching it happen. They were just kind of just taking it. Because now you're seeing the deads go up. You're seeing the deads go from, at the start, he had about 14.5 million deads. And I think now it's at 16 million. Power-wise, we see this player go from 76.5 million power at the start to, at the very end, when we start looting them, they're going to be at 56.5 million power. So it's a visible, clear drop of 20 million power, and that does line up pretty well with the deads as well, which is about 2 million deads. If it's all tier 5, that's going to be 20 million power. And, this was a nice little zero. They've got about 2 billion in resources, and we're going to start looting that soon. You see, I'm getting very nice trades. I'm taking a few deads. I'm taking a few thousand deads, but I'm doing 4 times more deads to this enemy. I think they were just online, and maybe they were trying to get heals off, and maybe it didn't work. The thing is, they could have just teleported away. Or they could have shielded. I don't think they had Fury on, and so I think this player could have shielded at any time. There was not a rally on the city. And so I think the player simply could have shielded, but chose not to. I don't know if this was going out in a blaze of glory for this player. They're in the alliance SJ32, which is a Japanese alliance and a Japanese kingdom. They were our toughest opponents in this entire KvK. They fought pretty well. Even from a losing situation, they still fought hard. And really the only reason this player was in this situation is because SJ32 continued to fight, continued to defend, even after the zone was clearly lost. Now they are busted open and bloodied. No troops left, no defenses here. This would be another sign that this player is offline, because like they could just heal their hospital at this point, right? We're attacking the city one march at a time. They could empty their hospital, put those 700k troops back in action, and do some real damage to like these one marches that are attacking here at a time. So it's just so confusing to me. Like, was this player online or not? The carriages, the horses, they indicate this player was online, but all of their other actions would say that they are offline, because I mean, they just didn't have to get zeroed here. They could have shielded, they could have ported away, and right now they could empty their hospital and at least protect the 2 billion in resources that they have. You know, these are nice little bounties, I guess, the 2 billion resources. The problem with it is that you have to split it up between like 20, 30 people here that are looting this thing. I probably only got like 40 or 50 million resources here. I think I was getting like 6 million resources or so for each march. When you compare that to the recent melon market event that just took place, which is a great event for getting resources, on every city in that melon market event, if you just put a little bit of effort in, you could get 150 million resources. If you're a, you know, proper farming account with, let's say, 6 legitimate farms that you use, you do a little bit of grinding, a little bit of gathering, and a little bit of stealing from your teammates for that melon market event, you get 150 million resources per account. That's about 1 billion resources if you have 6 farms. This player here was only giving away 2 billion resources to all of us. And so, you know, I'm going to miss that melon market event. That was a nice way to very quickly get 1 billion resources in this game. It's a little more difficult when, you know, you got to zero somebody first, but I guess this is a little bit more fun than collecting melons. For this player, you know, this was damaging. This is really pretty damaging here. Losing 20 million power, losing what I think was probably 2 million tier 5 troops. It will certainly take a while to rebuild that. And, you know, that's a lot of melons to gather. Like, that's a lot of resources that you're going to have to put together to rebuild all of those troops. Now they're emptied. We got what we could. Was it a offline player, or was it an online player who didn't handle the situation well? I'm not quite sure, but do throw a like on the video if you've made it this far. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, I will see you all on the flip side.